Okay, the last type of calculation that you're going to have to do with heat involves what's known as a thermochemical equation. So you can see here we have an example of a chemical equation. That's a combustion reaction, methane burning. If you include the amount of heat that's released or absorbed during a chemical reaction, then you have what's known as a thermochemical equation. Makes sense if you think about it. Thermo means heat, so a thermochemical equation, it includes the heat. So notice there's two ways that you can write it. You will see it both ways. You have to be able to tell the difference. One of them includes the heat separately over here, and one of them includes it as part of the entire equation. So we have methane plus oxygen yields water and carbon dioxide and 890 kilojoules of heat. The way that I know that this is exothermic when we're dealing with it written this way is the fact that the heat is on the right hand side. Anything that's on the right is a product. So if heat is a product, then it's being released. Okay? If I had written the 890 over here, 890 kilojoules plus methane plus oxygen, if it was written over here, then this would be a reactant, and so then I would know that that is endothermic because heat is being absorbed. It's required for the reaction to take place. It has to go in. Okay, so remember, exo means out, exothermic produced, product, endothermic in, reactant. Okay, if you see it written this way, they tell you by the positive and negative sign. If you see the negative sign, remember that that means it's exothermic. A positive delta H means that it's endothermic. So you will see it written both ways. You have to be able to tell the difference. Don't be confused by this plus. Okay, when it's part of the reaction, this means and, not that we have positive 890 kilojoules, that it's endothermic. Rather, it's on the right hand side, therefore it's a product. So just make sure you can keep that straight. So let's do an example with this thermochemical equation. You can see that it gives you some new molar ratios. We've already learned in the past that the numbers, the coefficients, give you the molar ratio. So you can see here that 1 mole of methane equals 2 moles of oxygen, which is 2 moles of water, and 1 mole of CO2. But now we have a new one on the end here. You could say that 1 mole of CO2 is equal to negative 890 kilojoules. Or in the case of our next problem, 1 mole of methane is equal to 890 kilojoules. So that's what we care about for our next problem. All right, our sample problem. How much heat is released if 3 grams of methane burns? So you're going to know to use dimensional analysis rather than the heat equation, Q equals mass times the change in temperature times specific heat, by the sheer fact that they've given you a thermochemical equation. If you have a chemical equation and it includes heat, then you're going to use dimensional analysis. If they give you a question that includes a temperature change, a mass, and a specific heat, or you could figure out the specific heat, then you're going to know that you need to use the heat equation, okay, rather than solving it using dimensional analysis. So let's look at how you solve this problem using dimensional analysis. I've already written the arrow here for you. Write what you know, write what you want to know. In this question, they gave us 3 grams of methane. What is it that we want to know? How much heat? Okay, you'll notice that I chose kilojoules because if you look back at the thermochemical equation, it included kilojoules. Whatever unit it gives you, just go with that unit. Don't make your life harder than it already is. Okay, if they give you calories, use calories. Unless it specifically asks for a different unit, just go with the one that they give you. Okay, there's no point in doing extra conversions. So we write what we know again, times and then a line, put the unit you want to cancel on the bottom, which is grams of methane. What's the chemistry tip of the year? When in doubt, convert to moles. Okay, 1 mole of methane from the periodic table adds up to 16 grams. Now we're in moles of methane. Okay, and I told you to remember from before, was there a way to go from moles of methane into kilojoules? If you look back, you can see here that 1 mole of methane is equal to negative 890 kilojoules. That's our new ratio. That's our new molar ratio. We can now relate anything, any coefficient in the balanced equation to the amount of heat for any substance. Okay? So we discovered that 1 mole is equal to negative 890 kilojoules. Make sure you keep that negative on there. Okay? If it was on the product side, you have to put a negative. If it's on the reactant side, then it would be a positive number. So when you multiply this out, you get negative 167 kilojoules for your answer. So if 3 grams of methane burned, you'd get 167 kilojoules of energy released. How do I know it's being released? Because it's a negative number. That's how you can check to make sure. Okay, if it's released, you're going to have a negative number. So finally, we have many different types of heat. I want you to look up each of these in the book and define them, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You might even be able to get away without looking it up in the book. Heat of combustion, for example, would be the heat that is, well, you have to keep it straight. If it's something is combusting, is heat being released or is it being absorbed? Okay, think of a fire, it's being released. The only reason I know it's being released is because I'm part of the surroundings. I can feel the heat coming out. So that's the definition for heat of combustion, the heat released when something burns. So you can look up the rest or figure out the definitions of the rest as part of your notes, and I will look for those when I check your notes tomorrow.